Alrighty then, mic check, mic check. This time we are going to do that mic check and make sure you smash those buttons down below. My name's Vinny Mini, and tonight we've got a very special event. So today we had a microphone mute problem, so we're going to fix that here today. Make sure you're following us here and here and here. If you want to learn how we do what we do, you want to follow us right here on Discord. Let's get right into it here tonight. It is Friday night, date night, so let's get into some things. So today, we had an amazing set of trades right off the bat, and yet, for some reason, my microphone was on mute, so let's try to do a little rehash of this. Let's see, do I have another window? One second. There we go. Is that minimalist? All right, so here we go. So I'm going to play this tape here, and let's see what happened here today. So we're on mute, unfortunately. So first trade of the day, I'm getting in here. We've got double dots coming in here. Really technically not a double dot. We came into the open line right here, and we've got the previous PRZ cross coming in. We've got blue dots coming into this area. We had up top here on the highest time frame, we've got the big move. Oops, let me right click there. So we've got the big move coming off of the top side, which is a diamond cipher coming in here off of the 8s. So with that plus green dot over here on the right, basically lots of reasons to get in on this play. We've got PRZ target right there. That's your gold box target right up top. And so I am swinging at the first one here, getting going. Now, you'll hear, I do believe, let me turn this up a little bit. I believe I also hear at this time, we've got the audio box clicking. So you hear the clack, clack, clack. Remember, clack, clack, clacks mean we're pushing up. That's the higher pitched clack. And of course, there we go. Target one right there on some of the contracts. I've got 6 contracts still open here. Pushing to the back of this thing. Look at my timing lines right there and see the timing line right there. So I've got space on both of these that I'm talking through. I look like I got about 2 or 3 more bars of space, getting a little nervous as we pull back here. It's right in front of the king timing, but look right here. This was one of the targets right here off of the 8s, and look at the space up above. All of this space up above me. Nothing there to stop us. So we want to try to take this as high as we can. This might be one of those plays, because look at all the accumulation we've had. So I'm talking about the accumulation. We had the blue dot and the green dot prior to right back here. So a good space for us to look for the long position. Now, what we don't have right now on the screen is we have no white horizontal. I should have gone ahead and drawn one right there if I had noticed how big the delta was, but I'm kind of, my head's over here in the way, right over here. But when I looked at this later, I saw I also had the big fat delta, and it's the biggest one of that entire section. I need to get, hopefully I eventually figure out that I've got my stinky camera still on over here on the left, and we end up fixing that. So pushing through the play here, still going. I'm gonna speed, well, yeah, I'll speed this up a little bit. All right, there we go. So we're waiting on this play, and wait for it. Still got some space there. Again, big PRZ up here on the 5s. Still looking for the play up higher. Pushing up, pushing up. I've got a mini PRZ right there. See the little gold line? Boom, there we go. So I put my targets right where I'm supposed to be. Now I tried to add to the position there. I only got one of mine filled. I tried to add 2 there. Only 1 got filled. So it comes back and it fills me. So I'm adding back to my position because, again, I'm still wanting to look for this to try to make a bigger play. We've now got the MACV turning over for us in our direction as well. So I'm looking for this play to keep on going up. I've got the PRZ target up here above. I got the PRZ target here. Again, this is why I really wanted to walk through this play, because there was so many good things going on with this play setup that was just really cool. And then it turns into a J-hook here in just a moment. And we'll watch how that played out. So first part of it worked out well. Second part of it didn't work out so well. Now I'm looking up here on the YM. I'm talking about, hey, look at the YM. I've got another big play setup coming in here off of the 8s. We've got the white horizontal over here to the left. So a good spot here to try to take a little move here, at least the first part of it, because we can get typically a little bit of accumulation zone there, and look at my PRZ targets right up above. So it was too juicy for me to pass up, and it was enough speed, kind of slow here for me to go ahead and try in on the YM. So again, remember the way that my screens are set up here. I've got the NQ at the bottom, YM at the top. All right, well, at some point here, I was able to recognize that I had my camera turned on, but I didn't have, okay, there's my blue dot where I add to position. So blue dot comes in, power dot coming in on the king timing. I'm adding to position there. That's a good play most of the time, right? We end up kind of starting to push back, and I'm right on the blue dot. So I add to position as we come into the blue right there. Again, if that blue dot had broken, I've got to replan, right? But I'm adding to my position like I should as the position is going my direction. I'm right there on the blues. I'm taking a bit of hit, but now look, I want to pause this here right quick. So now, what do you see how this is a J-hook? Do you see the J-hook in here, right? We've got the J-hook coming in. There is the trap. We've got chut, 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 chut. we've got our algorithm telling us we've got the J-hook, and where's target 1? Right up here. So again, more stuff to add to the confluence of my play. I can add in on this position right here on the J-hook. So I believe I add as this turns blue. Remember, I like to turn on VARs that are coming my direction. So let's watch it this plays here. So it turns into a J-hook here to continue this first big trade of the afternoon. So I got my finger over the buy there. I couldn't tell if I had added to it or not. Okay, now red dot starts to really make me guess. Now I've got to, okay, red dot's coming in. I got to start pulling in my targets a bit. And now if it breaks, awesome. I'm going to push back into the position, but I'm going to try to close some out here if that red dot holds. But no, boom, it pops up, takes me off some. So I was -2, and look, I'm going to add them back, right? Now I should have clicked the button twice. I only clicked it once right there because the position was reinstated. I was probably losing track there as I was trying to add that position. Get a lot of fast speed going on right this. So we get the blue dot right there. The red dot was a break, so that is a break of the red, and you guys know how we do a piercer. I can add to that position. Coming in here, J-hook target. We're still not there to target 1. Target 1 is right there on that J-hook on the police lines when we see the check mark. So we're still holding that position through all the way up. Now, this went straight to target, right? From a J-hook perspective, look at what this did. On a J-hook, we barely spent any time in the green zone, and we went, boom, immediately to target 1. So what do I tell you guys about hitting directly to target 1 if you're on a J-hook? If you're hitting directly on a J-hook, then target 2 and target 3 become more viable, right? So I'm thinking I'm ready to push this out farther, which is awesome because look, I've got a nice PRZ target up there on the 5s still waiting on me. So I'm super excited about trying to hold out additional position or add to position as the king line comes to go farther into target 2 and 3, well up above us, way up here, right? So that's my plan. Hit target 1 on the J-hook. I've got majority of my contracts off at this point, just holding 2 on runners. And I'm talking about it at this point to go, hey, look, I've got target 1 hits almost immediately on the J-hook. That means that target 2 and 3 are more likely to hit. So I do want to take a position here to go ahead and apply. And I'm looking at, look how I can deal with my targeting on higher time frames. Also above me on the 8s. I've got plenty of space up here for this to work, right? But watch what happens. Comes into king timing. We start to come down pretty hard here. And this ends up being a loss. Now look at this. You see that pink dot? Pink dot comes in right there, just in the wrong spot for me. I should have gone ahead and maybe closed those 2 out and maybe reinitiated a position there. But I was also looking over here on the YM. You see me trying to close out the YM. Now notice my P&L at this time is around 1200 because I end up taking a loss here that kind of pulls me back pretty good on that position. I end up going down to, I can't remember what it was. I don't want to make up numbers here, so we'll see what we go down to here in a moment. So I'm talking through the YM trade on how I'm still going to be looking at this momentarily. We have the biggest delta back up at the top, and I recognize, well, this might be a problem because the biggest delta right there came in with the white cross, white bubble, and we come down, which means that was a delta shift. So I really need to be careful on that one. So I'm closing out the position, not for a win. Basically, I think I had like 2 ticks on that. Basically a scratch trade because it didn't go anywhere as I had anticipated it to go. So we're still holding through on our NASDAQ trade. Got 2 contracts still open right here. Harmonic pattern. So it starts to come down on me.
Oh my word, have I been on mute that whole time?
Yes, you were on mute that whole time, Jack Nard.
Dude, have I been talking on mute?
Yep.
Oh my
Okay, so I'm going to let myself take over myself here now, and I'm going to speed this up 1.5x because you guys have seen a little bit of this on the other play. Now watch the rest of this play here.
On the J-hook, I don't like it on here sellers. We got a big pink dot that came in up here. Dadgummit. Over here trying to fiddle with my mic. Dadgummit.
I was pretty
So I
frustrated.
just walked through all of that, and you guys didn't hear any of that. Dude, that was such a great set of trades right there.
Yep.
Okay.
Look at the big delta coming in.
Please turn.
That pink dot pushed it down pretty good, didn't it?
Green. Give me a blue bar. Oh, it's gonna stop me out. Dadgummit. Green there. Okay, adding back to the position here. We're at 6. Man, that was a major turn there. Thanks, pink dot. Dadgummit. All right, I'm going to try to work my way out of this one here, but it might not.
All right, well, I'm going to pause it right there. Hope you guys enjoy that. Go watch the rest of the video. Again, I won't waste your time, but you've already seen it before if you've been on the other one. Or if you haven't seen the other one, you're going to want to go pick it up to see how this ends. It ends pretty nasty. I get a nasty one right here, but come back at the end of the day. It was a really good set of trades for you to learn through and walk through. So go check that one out and have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me, Pippi, Robbie, Lunchbot, Mod Squad, Curtis G, and the rest of the gang. Let's send out that Big H-Town Friday night. See ya!
In a world of scammers and shammers, there arose one demigod to wreck them all, making trading great again.